Hey, what's up, folks? How is it going? This is Abhijit here, and welcome to DevOps Challenge Hub. So let's start with today's interview question. So we are continuing that DevOps code pipeline series, AWS code pipeline series, and so based on your experience level, you can answer this question: How do you implement approval gates and manual intervention in code pipeline? So interviewer will dig deeper if you have more experience, but if your experience is less, 3 years, 2 years. Then just you can explain how you have implemented approval gate and why you need that. But if you have more experience, interviewer will dig deeper, will ask follow-up questions. So here I will try to give a comprehensive answer. In this sample answer, I will try to I'm trying to give complete comprehensive answer. So it's not that you have to give this answer. It can be much shorter. Okay, but it's good to know the logic behind it and why we are going for particular implementation. Okay. So how do you implement approval gates and manual intervention in code pipeline? So when we are deploying in production, definitely that's a critical a scenario. Like it cannot go wrong because it's a customer facing environment, and there we need human oversight. And also, if we are doing some major release or major changes in databases, schema, etc., we need to definitely need to have manual approval action. So, what are manual approval in code pipeline? Manual approval is a stage in code pipeline that pauses the execution and waits for human to approve or reject. It's a built-in action type under the approval category in pipeline. So you can define who gets the notification, SMS notification, SNS like notification. It can be on email, it can be on Slack, and what condition must be met via comments or metadata. And timeout if pipeline fails, if not approved within time. Like use case, there was we were working on one financial application deployment, and this financial transaction platform where accuracy and regulatory compliance were top priority. So there has to be we need to have manual approval. So when developer push code, pipeline runs, integration test happens. Then after staging, pipeline is paused, and then there is a manual approval process was inserted before the production deployment. And who gets notified? Release management team gets notified. We also did Slack integration. And then there can be conditional approval. There is also an option for conditional approval using Lambda function. So how can you, when you decide to go for automation and when you go for manual? If it is a very critical, go for manual. But small UI changes, right? Your button red color one you change to blue color, right? You don't need a manual approval process there. Like, and if developer committed as a safe commit, then definitely you need to do like automated approval through Lambda. So what Lambda will do, it will do some basic check, and then it can approve it. And we have decided some scenarios where it can go for auto approval, and some scenarios where it can go for manual. Like for TDB schema change, it will manual approval, security patch manual approval because it needs a validation, right? High risk and where it needs a manual validation will go for manual approval. And minor UI changes, if developer based on the commit tag messages, like if developer said it's a safe, then we go for automated approval. And we also decided during business hour only, we will be doing this. And it will also, Lambda will check the time. If it is a during business hour, we'll go for automated. Because if something happens, then developers are there, they will be able to fix it. But if it is after office hours, nobody is there and nobody is going to look into the system. And a branch check will be certain branches only we are giving this, going for this automated approval. So best practices we followed. Granular approval gets added approval before production, but not for every environment. Detailed commit metadata. In the Slack message, we are including git commit, diff link, author, Jira ticket if available. So we're providing information, valid information, a lot of information which is relevant to developer or DevOps team and other teams. We are providing that messages. Timeout management, approved, auto-filled, approvals auto-filled after 2 hours to avoid stale pipelines. And we are also all approvals and rejections are logged in CloudTrail for compliance only. So all these approvals and rejections are getting logged. So using CodePipeline, so after this adding approval gates, we got the flexibility and control. And sometimes we are going for strict manual review for high impact releases. And it also helps us with align with both security teams and release managers. So this is about the question of how do you implement approval gates and manual intervention in CodePipeline. Next question is how do you handle rollback and failure scenarios in CodePipeline? So some failure happened and how do you handle the rollback? So this is also for experienced senior developer because there are a lot of use cases that you should explain. And even the junior developer can also, if they have experience, definitely they can explain that from your experience. Or if you know, you can say that, okay, I've not done this, but I know because it can be done for this kind of scenarios. So handling means if you want, we need to handle scenarios proactively. If the failure, we need to handle proactively because if failure happens, uh, it's we need to alert people. That is one thing. But we also need to roll back to the stable version because customer might be facing problem because it's a production. So first thing is to implement inform our development team or release team or management team, and then roll it back to the previous working version. So what are the rollbacks in CodePipeline? So rollbacks means restoring the application to known stable version. To known stable version when something goes wrong after the deployment. So it can be manual or automated rollback. Manual rollback is a human trigger. So you are saying it's not working, application is not working after deployment to production, you roll it back to the previous working version. Automated trigger, it will monitor certain metrics. Like real life use case can be, like for example, we have this finance web application, we have used DC2 for backend servers, we have used CodePipeline, code deploy with blue-green strategy, and CloudWatch for error monitoring, and Lambda for alternating and rollback tree. So there was this failure scenario. We deployed using blue-green strategy. We deployed, and after some time, CloudWatch got triggered that there is a spike in 500 error, internal server error. So it started noticing a lot of errors in the log. 500 error, it started noticing. And once it triggered that there is a 500 error, Lambda got executed and it rolled back to the previous stable version. So rollback strategy we implemented, monitoring. We started monitoring CloudWatch monitoring we enabled, and we started monitoring certain errors. Like for example, 5x's error rate for internal server error, latency. Normally, like our API should respond back within a second, but if we see that response is coming after maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds, definitely something is wrong. So we have some automated test which runs and which checks the latency, and if there is some issue, it will roll back to the previous working condition, previous version. Then custom app metrics from the dashboard, like login failure. So user is trying to log in and there are too many login failure happening. So then also we'll be rolling it back. So this kind of monitoring mechanism we have kept in place. Then automated trigger, CloudWatch alarms was set in a threshold greater than 5% of 5xx in 2 minutes. If we get this kind of percentage, then based on our experience, we set it up that if you get more than this percentage, maybe 1 or 2% is okay, but if it is more than 5%, we should roll it back. Rollback via Lambda. We are doing rollback via Lambda, identify the last healthy deployment revision, and then code deploy, rollback API using AWS SDK. So this Lambda is calling that code deploy rollback, and then it's rolling it back. So since we use this blue-green, new version was deployed on a set of separate instances. Traffic could be shifted back to the old version inside. And what outcome we got? Mean time to recovery. Mean time to recovery dropped. Earlier it used to be like 40 minutes to sometimes it's 1 hour, 2 hours, but now just reduced to just 5-10 minutes. And less than 2 minutes of visible impact for end users. Faster debugging using Lambda generated rule backlogs. So these are the outcome we got. And this is how we implemented the rollback using Lambda, watching the different metrics, cloud work monitoring, latency, custom metrics. And then, so in critical production pipeline, fast rollback is fast recovery. Fast rollback is fast recovery, iterating CloudWatch, Lambda, and code deploy. CloudWatch for monitoring, Lambda for action, and code deploy. Together, we made our pipeline smart, reactive, and safe. How do you integrate third-party tools with CodePipeline? This, I think, this question we already discussed a little bit. So earlier in earlier videos, so pre-built plugin, there are like pre-built already available: Jenkins, GitHub, Slack, Lambda, and custom we can do using custom action using Lambda. Or EC2 custom action. We can in the Lambda we can implement the logic what we want to do, and using creating custom action we can integrate with the code pipeline. So now let's go to the quiz section. Which AWS service is typically used to notify stakeholder during a manual approval stage? Manual approval stage, which service is used? This Amazon SNS is used. Answer is C. Next question is, what happens if manual approval is not given within the timeout window? So pipeline approval requires every 5 minutes, pipeline proceeds automatically, pipeline fails. Pipeline fails. Automatic rollback is triggered, no. So answer is C. Pipeline fails. If manual approval is not given within the timeout, pipeline fails. What is the benefit of using Lambda for auto approval in code pipeline? What is the benefit? So it enables a dynamic approval based on the context, based on tags. If there is a set or time, if there is within business hour, branch, which branch. If it is not a production release, then we can go for dynamic. So based on certain conditions, we can enable dynamic approval. It definitely saves time. So answer will be C. So that's it for today. Hope you like this video. And please like it, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, in the comment section, let me know how you are finding these videos in these interview questions. And follow my LinkedIn page, Devops Challenge Hub. I also conduct quiz contest, and I'm also coming up with a live mock interview practice. And so follow my WhatsApp channel, Devops Challenge Hub. Stay updated and stay up to date on what's latest happening. And thank you for watching this video, and see you again in the next video.